All right, so you guys know I've been doing the videos on the CFPB, soon Equifax, and soon Experian. And a lot of the requests that I got was to break it down somewhere. So in this video, I'm going to give you an idea of how I think when I'm evaluating a lawsuit from the CFPB or any lawsuit in general, but I'll be using the CFPB sues Equifax lawsuit as the example for today. So make sure you get your pen, make sure you get your paper, get a drink, I don't know, get something because I'm about to break it down right now. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so we're going to take a look at the CFPB orders Equifax to pay 15 million for improper investigations of credit reporting errors. Now, for those of you that seen the first video with the Experian lawsuit, Equifax is being sued for the exact same thing Experian got sued for. And as you guys know, TransUnion is next. So this is what happened. So Equifax failed to conduct adequate investigations of disputed information in credit reports. So what does that mean? It simply means that when you sent in your disputes, Equifax was not, I repeat, they were not reinvestigating your disputes. And for those of you who don't know, whenever a consumer initiates a dispute, a consumer reporting agency, aka credit bureau, they must comply with the law. And the law simply says that they have to launch a reinvestigation. There's like, okay, have you guys ever launched a dispute or sent in a dispute and then you get a response that makes no sense? A response would be like, we need more information to validate that you're the person that initiated the dispute, or verified, validated, accurate. And it's only been a couple of days, right? And you also got the stall tactics. Your documents are illegible. You should send in a proof of your tax return, social security card, or something like that. Have you ever received any of those responses? Those responses are generic responses. And what that simply means is that they will give you a generic response versus going to investigate the dispute and see what is wrong with your consumer reports. So let's dive into it a little bit more. So the CFPB took action against Equifax, the nationwide consumer reporting agency, for its failure to conduct proper investigations of consumer disputes. Your disputes were not being investigated. Let me give you a broad example of what I'm saying. Equifax has about 14,000 employees worldwide. 14,000. Do you know how many disputes that Equifax get per month? For those of you who don't know, they get approximately 760,000 disputes per month. Ladies and gentlemen, Equifax does not have enough staff worldwide to handle every single dispute that is sent in. This is the reason why now, why they don't have the staff, that's not my problem, that's not your problem. They took up the role to be a consumer reporting agency. Whether they have the manpower or not, that is not my problem. My problem is my report needs to be accurate, and this is what you have to hold them for. So this lawsuit gives us a great foundation for future lawsuits against Equifax, especially when you do your round one, your round two, and they did not properly investigate this. And you will know, like, guys, you will know when an investigation is done. I go much deeper in the topics in my Consumer Law Secrets University or my Credit Repair Easy Academy. I'm going to have both links inside the description. You are more than welcome to book a tour. You can see what my university is like, or you can join my school if you want ongoing training breaking down lawsuits like these. So let me get back into it. Now, the CFPB found Equifax ignored consumers' documents and evidence submitted with disputes, allowed previously deleted inaccuracies to be reinserted onto consumer reports, provided confusing and conflicting letters to consumers about the results of investigations and used flawed software code, which led to inaccurate consumer credit scores. The order requires Equifax to comply with federal law, and Equifax must pay 15 million civil money penalty, which will be deposited into the CFPB's Victim Relief Fund. What does that mean? So let's break it down. The first thing we need to know is that the documents that you have submitted for your dispute, i.e., you were never late and you supplied it proof, or you requested proof, because you know the only time a payment can be late, it must be compliant with 1666B and S2, right? And following that, it also mentioned that the CFPB found evidence that allowed previously deleted items to be reinserted. Now, when it comes to previously deleted items, guys, in order for anything that was previously deleted to be reinserted, you must be notified. So for those of you that are watching, have you been notified when an item that was deleted comes back? Were you notified within 5 days of the item being back on your credit report? That's a violation and you can sue for it, right? The next thing we need is they provided confusing and conflicting letters. The letters that they sent make no sense. We need proper verification. We believe that you're using a credit repair company. We don't believe that you are the one that initiated the dispute. Your documents are illegible. Please resend. These are all vague and confusing because you send them. I know that for a fact. My students even got some of these cookie cutter responses. So the point that I'm making here is you have to do your due diligence. You cannot depend on the CFPB, right? You have to take matters into your own hand. So Equifax failed in its basic duty. Now, the duty and obligation that Equifax has, Experian and TransUnion, this falls under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, 15 U.S.C. 1681. The Fair Credit Reporting Act is the Bible. It is the Bible that a consumer reporting agency must follow to be compliant with the law. So they failed in their basic duty to investigate and resolve consumer disputes about inaccurate information on their credit reports, said the CFPB director, Chopra. Today's order requires Equifax to pay a civil penalty and follow federal laws in handling credit reporting disputes. Equifax is a nationwide consumer reporting agency with headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. Equifax is the parent company to Equifax Information Services, LLC, and it's one of the main consumer reporting agencies. So what does that mean? Equifax is not one of those tiny consumer reporting agencies. It is a big consumer reporting agency that aggregates your data and sells your data on the market. So when it comes to your credit, right, and it comes to your dispute process, like knowing your dispute process is key. Like your dispute process, you gotta know your dispute process. So let's go back into the lawsuit. So the Fair Credit Reporting Act requires consumer reporting agencies to investigate the accuracy of disputed information and take steps to ensure consumers' credit reports are accurate. Now, for those of you that don't know where this law is 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB. So let's take a look at 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, right? And let's see what that law says. Whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow what? Reasonable procedures to assure maximum possible accuracy. Like there is no going around the accuracy of your credit report. So, for example, a consumer reporting agency, they must provide notice of a consumer dispute to the furnisher who provided the disputed information and conduct a reasonable reinvestigation to determine whether the disputed information is inaccurate and provide the results of the reinvestigation. All right, so let's break this down. What law is this? Because some of you now might be thinking, Lorraine, what law does that lawsuit file under? So that one was 15 U.S.C. 1681I. right? And when we go to 1681I, look what 1681I says. Subject to subsection F and except as provided subsection G, if the completeness or accuracy of any item of information contained in a consumer file at a consumer reporting agency is disputed by the consumer and the consumer notifies the agency directly or indirectly through a reseller of such dispute, the agency shall free of charge conduct or what? A reasonable reinvestigation to determine whether the disputed information is inaccurate and record the current status of the disputed information or delete the item from the file according to paragraph 5. So they have 30 days and they must do this within a 30-day period. So for those of you that's letting Experian, TransUnion, and Experian get additional days, you are the one delaying your results. Stop giving them extra days. When you file through the CFPB and they're telling you that, oh, we need more time to reinvestigate. No, the law says 30 days. You better find it in 30 days, resolve it in 30 days, or delete the information. And if you don't hold them accountable, they will always dance around, and then you're the one left with bad credit, high interest rates, living paycheck to paycheck with maxed out credit cards and inaccurate scores. You have to be held accountable. It is your credit. It is your responsibility. Say it with me. Your credit, your responsibility. Now I want you to say, it is my credit, my responsibility. Okay? All right, so let's go back to the lawsuit now. So what did they fail? So they failed to thoroughly investigate a consumer's dispute. Equifax process for submitting dispute limits the ability of consumers to fully and accurately describe their dispute. So what this simply means is the prompts that they have on the codes that they use in the ACDV system, it is not sufficient to summarize all the errors that a consumer may or may not have on their consumer reports. So oftentimes when they send the ACDV code via the eOscar system to the furnisher, it does not always reflect accurately the nature of your dispute. So in many cases, Equifax also failed the consumer to consider relevant information submitted by the consumer, sometimes not looking at the information at all. Then after Equifax forwarded the information about the dispute to the furnisher, it did not meaningfully consider whether the furnisher's response made sense, sometimes ignoring information on it, information it had that contradicted furnisher's response. Finally, the resulting letters Equifax sent to consumers sometimes contain confusing or contradictory statements, such as both this has been verified as accurate and this item has been deleted. Like it is your responsibility, ladies and gentlemen. And guys, you can make a lot of money taking these consumer reporting agencies to court. Take them to small claims court. Do a $5,000 lawsuit, a $10,000 lawsuit. Come on. So this is one of the biggest ones. So putting back previously deleted errors back on credit reports and failing to block identity theft related information. Now, Equifax did not have systems to detect information that was previously removed and block that information from again reappearing on the consumer's credit report. In addition, Equifax also had no process to identify situations where a consumer is forced to send another dispute about the same inaccurate information because Equifax failed to correct the information the first time, or because Equifax reported information that had previously been corrected. Now, I know a lot of you have had these issues where you disputed the information, you were ignored, they sent you a generic response, and then you had to re-dispute the same item again, and it seems like you're not getting nowhere. You get frustrated, and then you give up. That's what they want. They want you to be so frustrated that you give up. Do you know that every time a furnisher pulls your credit, they get paid? So if you have good and accurate credit, they get paid once. But if your information is inaccurate, they know the psychology of the consumer. If you get denied, you are going to go apply 5 more times. Every time your report is pulled, they make money. So do you think there's incentive in making sure that your report is accurate? The answer to that is no. You have to take responsibility for your credit. So Equifax policies limited consumers' ability to dispute inaccurate information being put on their credit report. Finally, Equifax reported credit information that it should have been blocked because the information resulted from identity theft. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you, right? There is no investigation for an identity theft report or dispute. The law clearly states that it must be blocked in 4 business days. It does not say anything about a reinvestigation or an investigation of the matter. 4 days after they receive the item, it must be blocked. It must be blocked. So if you have identity theft related information and you submitted all the required documentation as per 15 USC 1681 C2, guys, if they did not comply, you are the one letting them get away with this. Hands down. And you're saying, Doreen, why are you shouting at me? I feel like you're shouting at me. It's because I am. And I'm passionate about what I do. But the point that I'm making is I need you to take control of your credit. Credit repair does not have to be an expensive thing. Guys, my Credit Repair Made Easy Academy is only $67 a month. The link is below. Test it out for a month. It is only $67, guys. Test it out. If you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe. All it takes for you to get on your journey is $67. Click the link below. But for those of you that requires a more hands-on training, Doreen, I want to speak to you every week. I want to speak to you 2-3 times a week. My university is available for you. You will see the link also in the description, okay? Now, let's look at the last bullet point before we get out of here. So sharing inaccurate credit scores and data about consumers with lenders. So the coding errors in Equifax's internal software caused the company to miscalculate and share inaccurate credit scores for several 100,000 consumers. Guys, that is wild. The company also reported the same credit accounts multiple times for more than 50,000 consumers. That is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So guys, this is just a trailer. This is just a preview, a synopsis of what it is like in my Credit Repair Made Easy Academy, in my Consumer Law Secrets University. If you want to start your own credit repair business, I teach consumers how to grow and start their own credit repair business. If you're just here to fix your own credit, that's okay too. I got something for y'all. So you have 2 options, just 2. You can join my university for hands-on coaching. I get with you every Monday, and we get into the details of your credit report. If you want to check me out because you don't know me, this dude got an accent and he's talking all this great stuff, it's okay. You can check me out for only $67. Just click the link below. You can check me out. Guys, I got a lot of free content, and y'all know my free content is better than a lot of people's paid content. It is your credit. It is your responsibility. Thank you for tuning in. Give a like on this video. Share this video. Just make this, let more people see this video. This is a very important topic and discussion that a lot of people should have. You can also go in the comments too, because I do check the comments, and we can definitely start up a conversation there. And like I said, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. It's been an amazing video. I will give you guys some more videos soon. I hope you enjoy this one. Have an amazing rest of your day. Let's go.